Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to this new stream for the new work week. We are on the ground in Hong Kong. Today we are going to be using the iniBuilds A350, but the 1000 variant, which is the longer version of the A350 that can go just a little bit further. Pretty much the same wingspan, just a longer fuselage. So we're sitting on the gate right now with the L2 door, which is actually what we want to see. This scenery was actually created where it's right on the mark. So we are actually on the 350,000 mark, so that the L2 door could be open. Welcome once again, and I hope that you enjoy this stream as we showcase the A350-1000 from iniBuilds. We have already gotten the fuel on board, so we're going to jump right into the aircraft, and we're going to start setting up the airplane for departure. Our departure time is in the next 18 minutes. That's probably not going to happen, but we will still press on. Going to the multifunctional display down here, we will import the flight plan. One of the things that we double check when we're sitting here is that we have the active navigation database, which is from the 20th to the 20th of March. So March just began, so we're still within the active database. So we go over to the active and go to init, and we will use the company flight plan request. That way we don't have to input all of that. While we're waiting on this though, let's go ahead and get the boarding started. I realize that this thing takes quite a bit to get boarded, so we will go ahead and get the boarding started, so that while we are setting up, the flight would be boarding. That actually happens in the real world anyway, so we want to mimic that. So we will do just that. Of course, I did something for you guys. There's actually quite a bit of traffic here on the ground in Hong Kong. It's actually early morning time, so soon from now it will be sunrise. It will be sunrise soon from now. Let's see if we can see. Hey, what's going on? I had a crash to just a moment with the one with the A350. There's another 1000 sitting over here. Let's see if there's somebody else behind us. Or maybe I missed that. I missed the whole rush. But that's okay. There was actually a tower online earlier, but I guess I missed that interaction there, which is fine. So we get a little chance to do what we gotta do. Oh, there's another one right there. I haven't had an issue where crashes are concerned, so let's keep our fingers crossed. So there's a 1000 sitting over here, and there's a 1000 sitting on the other terminal across there. So there's some people around. Everybody's trying out the A350, so we will do just the same. I was test driving 2024. Okay, cool. So you don't have 2020 at all, Jail? All right, company received company flight plan, so let us insert it. And so we are Cathay Pacific 530 going from Hong Kong to Taipei. This is our route. There's no alternate. Oh, you do? Okay, cool. Flight number 350. Our mode is going to be econ. Loading up that. Roger. So you're on the flight with me today? And then we can request company wins. So that was, I think, oh, that already received. Okay, cool. So we insert that. Cool. All right, let's look at our departure. Our departure today, if we can, or before that, let's go on the right hand side and let's go to ADC communication. Let's go to our ADIS and we'll request our departure so we can have our weather for our departure today. So the winds are calm and we're using runway 25 center today. So let's go runway 25 center and our departure state is the $1 Delta and there's no transition. That'd be 15 minutes late. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Temporary flight plan. We're going to go through the whole thing. So loading up, take your time. Well, not take your time, but you should be here. I should still be here once you get in. So that's fine. All right. So we've just input our things. So let's go to the chart and we're looking at the $1 Delta departure. And we can verify on the OIS along with our navigational display. So we got a plan mode and we can zoom out just a bit so we can see, and then we can scroll through to make sure that it looks similar to get the right view here. So it looks so we're using this view on the OIS here, and we're looking at the navigational display as well, and we're going to run through to see if it looks similar, and by all indications it does. So over to Dalal. So that's cool, and then we'll continue with the looking at the rest of the flight plan, going over to Taipei, and then now we would need to put in the arrival, and we can also call for the arrival information here on the right side. How many hours does this flight take? This flight takes 1 hour. Well, flight time is 1 hour and 16 minutes. So I can pull up the OFP. So the flight time is 1 hour and 16 minutes. So 1 hour and 30 something minutes gate to gate. It's not a very long time at all. I see you got it. Yes, JL. It's now fully functional with the update that they had. And I'm actually using another update as well. I'm actually testing out this one. They had this fine tuning that's on flightsim.to. So I'm actually going to check it out to see if it's something. If it's different. I did a flight yesterday with the 359 into Shitose into Japan. So I'm going to check to see if it handles any differently from what it was. And if not, then I could just remove it, because this is with the update now. So it's the update plus the extra fine tuning. So we'll see. Yeah. So the terminal charts actually work. And so it looks like it's supposed to. And I'm really, really happy for that. And of course, we have this en route view, which we can also see. Oh, it would be funny, not funny. It would be nice if you could also see the I can't think of the word on the traffic. There we go. If you see the traffic on the map as well. I'm not sure if that would have caused too much in terms of resources. Maybe not, but for sure that would be really nice. Not a problem. Fat, yes, just an hour and 16 minutes thereabout flight time. And of course, once we get airborne, we'll see if we can make any headwind. What's the name of the fine tuner add-on and Pleasant? I will link it just now. Give me just a minute. Let me pull it up. I'll send that to the chat. It's called Fine Tuning and Improvement Project. So it's something that's supposed to be done over time as well. So you'd have to keep checking to make sure that it is it hasn't been updated. So once we keep flying the aircraft, we have to make sure that it is updated over time. So that's where that is concerned. All right, so we are boarding. Let's see what the boarding looks like for us here. Load sheet. So that, ooh, import, there we go. All right, and this now seems to work like it's supposed to, because yesterday I wasn't seeing the zero fuel weight here either. So all right, so it's boarding, it's boarding. I'm wondering if I should click set zero fuel weight, because it's supposed to do the totals as well, but it's not, and I don't understand why. Only when I click set zero fuel weight it comes up there, but we'll see what happens. All right, great. So we are going to, the wind in Taipei is 210 at 4, and so we are going to come in on the ILS runway 23. So let's look at the airport for Taipei. So we're coming on runway 23 left or 23 right. We could probably take the right side, or actually take the left side, so that we don't have that long of a taxi, because we're going to be parking over on apron B. So we do 23 left, ILS 23 left, and the approach that we're going to use is the ILS via B. I did a fresh installation so you know how that goes for first. Yeah, it's going to take a little bit, but hopefully not too long. Let's see what the ILS looks like. Oh, I don't have the airport. Okay, let's see. Approach the ILS 23 left. There we go. ILS 23 left. All right. So we will go via Flash or from Agor. Maybe we go from Agor, because we come in and come around here. Let's see what the arrival looks like. Right, so we go from Agor. Yeah, we go from Agor and then over to ILS 2. So we'll do that via the Tonga 1 Bravo, and we will input that, and once again we'll go through to make sure this looks similar to that. So let's get the Tonga 1 Bravo up, and that will be via Tonga. So that's how that looks. So let's go through again. And that looks perfect. Beautiful. So our flight plan is set. So we can go back now to our navigation, and our navigation seem to be fine. And let's do our fuel load. So for this flight, we have, where's my OFB, right? So our zero fuel weight for this flight is 187.4. Let's see if that looks like right. So 187.4, and based on this, our zero fuel weight CG is 27.4. So 187.4, enter. 27.5. Let's double check that. 27.5, and the block fuel we can see here. What? Let's set the fuel. Yeah. Why is my fuel at 500? Okay, so I gotta call for refueling. That's not cool though. That's weird. I hope I don't have to recall GSX to do the fuel. Oh my gosh. Let's see if I'll have to do it. That's crazy. But the fueling is supposed to be 13.7. 13.75. So 13.8. 13.8, and we have 312 passengers on board. That was interesting. I'm not sure why that happened. I think I clicked this by accident on the load sheet, and it just took my fuel to 500 kilos. That makes no sense.
Fuel truck is in position.
So the fuel truck is in position. We want 11%. So here's when we started, because the boarding is complete. So this is what dawning looks like here in Hong Kong right about now. And let's see. That guy's still there. Let's see if the other one next to us, if he's pushed. That's probably why we're hearing that noise. Yeah, he would have left. Where are you, buddy? So we gotta look at this. We have to look at the weather again to see what's going on here, because oh no, he's still here. Oh no, yeah, okay, cool. All right, so let's look at this weather again. So we have, oh yeah, so there's fog. There is fog, and so there's few clouds at 200. Temperature is 20 degrees. It'd be nice to be over in China right now. Nice weather. Versus in the US where it is pretty cold. All right. So fuel is coming on right now. And so fuel on board at destination is 4.0. Minimum fuel, let's change that to 3.5. I think I'm gonna have to change that somehow. Technically, it doesn't just go. That's fine. All right. So our route reserves. Let's see on our flight plan. Route reserves is 2.8. Let's see, 2.8. So let's see our flight time. What's going on here? Oh, probably the reason why this is not where it's supposed to, because we only had 500 tons on board. All right, so let's see what happens when we get all our fuel on board. While we're doing that, so we're waiting for that, we have what else to do. So we've already done our fuel load here. The next one is our takeoff performance. So we can go over to the takeoff performance and we will sync FMS. Departing off runway 25 center. And we can sync the conditions. Not seeing any rain in the moment. No anti-ice. Config 1+F. Air condition is on, and we're using flex standard. And compute that. And so we have a takeoff of flex temperature of 72 degrees. Takeoff of 144, 148, 152. 2. And so we can go to the takeoff and send this to the FMS. And we can confirm the speeds. And so we have 144, 148, and 152, flex of 72, tax on, anti-ice off, flaps 1, and that is complete. So we're pretty much set now. Aircraft is fully set up, still waiting for the fuel to finish boarding. And so we can turn on the seat. Well, no, we leave the seatbelt sign off while refueling is being done. Once that is finished, then we can turn on the pumps and we'll be good to go. And morning has broken. And we have a 359 on our right side. And I think that's a 1000. That's a 1000 over there. Okay. Welcome, guys. Good to have you. Good to have you. We are setting up to head over to Taipei. Short flight, 1 hour and 16 minutes airborne time. And then we will land on the ILS runway 23 left. And of course, we do that briefing once we get to Taipei. Airport is loading. Plan mode. So once we push back off the gate, it's probably easier seeing on here. All right, let's check this. I had to print out another check. There's something else that we saw on the Ryzen.to. There was an extensive checklist that you could also get there, that's also helping you to make sure you become the master of the airplane. The checklist that's on board, electronic checklist that's on board, isn't as fully explained or fully expanded. So we'll just run through the preliminary cockpit check. Engine master switches are on. That was because I'm not already. Then power up, we have all batteries are on. External power is on. Cockpit lighting is as required. Fire ops, sim brief has already been imported. The load sheet already imported. Terminal transfer already been pinned. GSX has been set. Navigation database has been confirmed. We've already done the crew supply in the overhead. The recorder is on. And evac and cockpit, I didn't do that one. So captain and purser. And ADRUs are on. The strobe is going to be set to off. They're saying to set it to auto. Beacon is off. Remain exterior lights are as required. And so if refueling is in progress, we can't turn on the seatbelt sign. Let's see if it's almost done. It's just about finished. So once that is done, then we'll definitely put the seatbelt sign on. No smoking sign is auto, which is here. No smoking sign is auto. No mobile is auto. Emergency lights are armed. The APU will be started shortly. And of course, our cabin is purser select for the temperatures. Airflow is all norm. Airflow is norm. Trim and trim tank speed is auto. Fuel pumps are not on as yet. We're just waiting for the fuel to be completed. JL, how are you looking? You already started up? that should be just about done. And we'll see him remove the and there we go. So fuel is now in and we can double check. So 13.8 is set, and let's go back to the fuel load. So so trip time 1 hour and 20 minutes, and route reserve is 2.8, alternate is 3.3, final is 2.2. Minimum fuel at the destination is 3.5, so we have that set, and that's all good. Yesterday as well, when I was flying, this was not on. For some reason, it was giving me an error. So I'm happy to see that this is now takeoff horizontal stabilizer for 24.5 is set there. So that's good. It wasn't until after I got the engines on when I saw something there. I was like, okay, that's weird. All right, so we're boarding. The difference between this and if we have the GSX control within the simulator, then we don't see any messages. So we're just left to just wait until the passengers have boarded. I would think that it's really based on the load sheet. But again, I'm seeing these numbers going up, but I'm not seeing the totals go up. So not sure if that's a thing or that changes, but I'll eventually at the end just change this to set 0308 and we'll see where we go from there. Yeah, just let me know when you're ready. Now we can turn on the fuel pumps and we can turn on the so we can continue that checklist. So seatbelt signs are on, unspoken auto, no mobile is auto, emergency lights are armed, APU is now we can start up. Cross speed is auto, airflow is norm, cockpit is as required, cabin is person select, and trim tank feed is auto. Fuel pumps are all. So that is set. And once the APU is up, then we can turn on the bleed light. All right, so let's do our pre-departure or departure checklist or departure briefing. For our departure today, we are leaving out of Hong Kong towards Taipei. We're cruising at a cruise altitude of flight level 350. And the aircraft is a brand new A350-1000, so we don't have any issues with the aircraft at all, none that we know of. And our total fuel today is going to be 13,800, and that is on board as we see via our fuel on board check. For our taxi today, we're going to be using the 25 center, which is pretty close to us. So we will push back onto Bravo 7, taxi Bravo 7 to Alpha 8, take Alpha or rather use Bravo over to Alpha. Let's see, this is Alpha 12, and we don't need the full runway. It's a 13,000 foot runway, so we don't need full runway. So we could take Alpha 11 and hold short onto the runway. So at or above or 0 to 80 knots, we will stop for anything that will make the aircraft unflyable. Between 80 knots and V1, we will stop only for any ICAS warning, ECAM action for any fire. Above V1, we will take off, climb to 3000, make a left turn via the SID, as there is the threat of mountains around us. So when we look at the SID, we take off towards Hotel 421, make a left 422, then 423, and we will hold 3000 and make any decisions that we need to. Then we come back around and we will land on the 25 center. So we'll go straight out and then come back around via RIVME and kind of and then join the arrival. I believe that we can do secondary flight plan. So let's see, import the active, and we will let's see. This is interesting. Cancel what if? All right, I'd have to check out how we do this in terms of what we do, because then I would need to, let's see if I can't do anything here. So we imported the active. We started the aircraft to the air this time. Okay, no problem. Okay, I have to check how this one goes, guys, because usually, well, see, in the smaller, this airplane is so different. It is so different. So I'm learning every day as we go along. So don't crucify me, guys. If we need to, we can definitely, on the flight plan itself, we can always do a return direct from any one of these waypoints. So we can simply just use Advanpu, and then we can go new destination, and then that will take us to the airport. So we'll have that sorted out. But the best way to do it is to actually use the secondary flight plan, which would allow us to have a particular an engine out or depressurization, as you see here. So that would allow for us to be able to set up something in the event that we have a situation on board. All right, so we can put on the APU bleed. That's set. We're waiting on JL to get online. He's just doing a restart, so we can continue with that. So the threats that we have in the area is that it's a mountainous area around the airfield. So if we have to do a return to the airport, we definitely will make a left over the water, then come back around using the ILS at the appropriate altitudes. So we make sure that we maintain 4,500, which is the MSA for this airport. Upon coming back, there are some antennas around as well. So we make sure that we are 4,500 at Canup, and then we use the ILS coming back. All right, so for our that was our emergency and threats and so on. So our departure checklist is pretty much, our departure briefing, using the word checklist, is pretty much checklist complete. Our departure briefing itself, we are going to be taking off on the 25 center using the Dalal 1 Delta departure. Our V speeds are 144, 148, and 152. Initial climb is going to be based on the departure. There isn't a top altitude on here. However, we'll use 1700, which is the top altitude or the last altitude there. So we'll put 17,000 in the MCP. And the weather, current weather right now in Hong Kong, winds are calm. And we have the temperature of 20 degrees. Altimeter is 1017, and there's fog in the area. So we look outside and we see that it is foggy outside. I'm wondering if those guys are going towards runway 07. I wonder what they're using in the real world, because I see those guys are taxiing. Let's check and see if the... All right, let's see. (22.8). Hong Kong traffic radio check.
That's nice.
Roger. What is the active in Hong Kong today?
Yeah, that's right.
Roger. All right, so they're going eastbound, so we got to change that. So it's no longer the dollar wall delta. So let's see. It would be either a 1 alpha. Okay, Bravo. Okay, so they're doing 7, right? Alright, so it's the dollar wall alpha departure, so we're gonna have to put that instead of the... So we can remove that. It's dollar wall alpha. So we go back to our departure. Oh, wait, what? Okay.
Traffic Capital City 05, departure ground radio 7 Alpha 1.
Not sure why that came out. Okay, here we go. So let's go back to why am I getting this? I don't know what I touched a while ago, guys. That number is CPA530. Click out data. Archer, runway 7, right? And we're using the 1 alpha. Let's double check. So plan mode, let's go to... Alright, so for our departure, okay, so that looks about right. And we'll need to put back in the arrival. Not sure why that happened. Maybe because I switched it out on the secondary that happened. Alright, real quick we can get that done, not a problem. Start that. Insert. And so we have everything's okay, great. So that's done. to check our fuel load. Okay, so that's still fine. Okay, that's set. And let's review our perf now. So we gotta change that now because we're going to runway 7, right? Let's sync that. And let's compute. Send to FMS. And we'll confirm. Alright, great. So our takeoff is set. Let's make sure our winds are fine as well. Company wind request, that's set. Fine. Okay, great. So let's go back to perf. And fuel and load. Alright. Okay, cool. Alright, so let's go back to our load sheet. So again, guys, so see here, there's nothing. So let me set zero fuel weight. And now it gives us 312. So I'm wondering if I have to just click it just for it to do what it's supposed to do. I have no idea. All right, so we are ready to go. Gel, he's on Sierra 23.
Traffic Sierra
288. All right, so Gel is Cathay 288. All right, we're good to go. Good. So one of the things I kind of like about this right now is the fact that we are now in the daylight pretty much. So we're able to see a bit more. So we can see what's happening. It's a bit loud on the outside. Let me check to make sure that where my camera is on the outside. It's 94 is too much. 86 is good. Alright, cool. Alright, so gel is over here. Gel is over here. There we go. There's something wrong with it. Also, what's happening? Plan mode on ground, constraints on. So our new taxi route is going to be on Bravo 7 Bravo, and we're going to take Victor and Victor to hotel, then hotel to 7 right. So that's going to be our new hotel or Julia, whichever one we choose, doesn't matter. So we'll do that and we'll be ready to go. Here, put the, oh, this is actually that independent. Nice. That's on that side, and we're going there. Alright, cool. So I will have so let's have the $1 alpha ready here. Okay. Alright, let's go. Yes, fat. We're gonna go right now. Let's go. Alright. So let's run the checklist, the electronic checklist on the aircraft. So let's go checklist. Before start, air pins and cover remove, fuel quantity is 13.7 check, takeoff data is set, bar reference is set. All right, let's now tell GSX it's time to go. So GSX, prepare for push and departure. Let's have the beacon light come on. So our Doors are closed. Throttles, thrust levers are set to idle. Parking brake is set and the beacon is on. Checklist is complete. Installation at ACARS is set to start. That's ready. Alright guys, so we are ready to push off the gate. So we're gonna call now. Oh wait. We want to go Point Bravo. Let's just see.
Release parking brakes.
Alright. Where are we again? Hong Kong. Hong Kong traffic. Cathay 530 heavy push to start from November 36. We'll taxi to runway 07 right for departure. Hong Kong traffic. Alright, so parking brakes now released.
Commencing push. All engines
Start
clear.
cruise on the right side. Even though we don't necessarily have to, because the flight time is actually going to be right here. Once we release the brakes, the flight time goes right there. But we still have the chrono. And we are off the gate, guys. I just think these lights are too bright, especially for the daytime. There is a mod available on the flightsim.to, but I really think that these lights are way too bright for daytime. The splash is just too much, and I hope that somebody addresses that pretty soon. All right, start sequence is going to be 1 then 2. So let's do ignition start, and let's ooh, people are gonna cuss me out. Already did the close, and I'm pretty sure that that is on the other checklist, the longer checklist, to make sure that that is done. All right, so the door is locked. Start engine number 1. Let's go outside for this one. And let me go close to it so you can see the engine. Yeah, it's way too bright, and I don't know why somebody didn't figure that out. It's just too bright for daytime. If it's nighttime, fine, the splash could work, but that's just too bright for daytime. I like the fact as well that GSX and the aircraft would have had turning wheels. It looks almost crazy when you're turning or seeing that the aircraft is being turned and the wheel just remains straight. So that's pretty good to see that GSX and iniBuilds have come together to make that look a little bit more realistic. Our engine 1 is now available. Start engine number 2. Parking brake is set. And engine 2 is available, so we can return the engine start to normal, and we can run the after start flows.
Unlocking gear. Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Roger. See you next time through.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
So we wait for the pin on the left hand side. See if we can see him. Where you at, buddy? Where are you? Oh, there you go. Oh, we didn't even see you. All right, so we're gonna do our flight control check. So rudder left, rudder right, ailerons left and right, then fully back, fully forward, and that's checked. And for those who want to see it on the outside, rudder left, rudder right, left and right. Yep, and fully back. All right, flaps 1 plus F, and let's make sure that we have our trim setting where it's supposed to be, 29.9, and that's set. And we can, that took a while. And I'll just do after start checks. The anti-ice is not required, and everything else is set. So what happens is, if you notice, guys, that there's a blue, anything that's blue is something that the pilot has to input. Let me reset that. Right, so anything that's blue is what the pilot has to do. Anything that's green is already done, so the aircraft senses that it's already done. So the ECAM system is normal, the pitch trim has been set over here and it's in the green, and the rudder trim is neutral, so we just click anti-ice and the checklist is complete. All right, so we're taxiing on, let's see here. So we're gonna taxi via Bravo 7, Bravo Victor, Juliet. So we just let the people know what we're going to do. Hong Kong traffic, Cathay 7, correction 530, Alpha taxi runway 07 right via Bravo 7, Bravo Victor, Juliet, Juliet 2, hold short 07 right, Hong Kong traffic. All right, so we can now have our weather set, our traffic set. Oh, go into the serve and our ident. Let's just choose a random number. Let's go 5274. Enter, and we click on standby, the auto, and then go TARA, and that is set. All right, so we've already checked all of that, and we go back to our perf. So we have that on this side, and on the right side, pilot file, we have the flight plan set. All right, good. So we can do our takeoff config, press the button, and once that goes away, we know that it is good to go. Takeoff config test. The test is in testing. What did we forget? All right, so nose light comes on, and let's taxi. Parking brakes is released, and we will lock our pedal disconnect button, and let's go. Aircraft started rolling right away because we are pretty light. Everything else is good, so I'm gonna get it back. What am I missing? Oh, there we go. Takeoff config is on. Cool. I'm hearing some kind of talking. Don't know what that talking is. Good. So we have JL is going to be on the other side, so we'll meet up with him, and he's Okay. Yeah, where you at? So we'll take Bravo, which is this taxiway. And the aircraft being as long as a 777-300, we have to be mindful of when we do our turns as well. So we have to turn a little bit wider. 5x5.
Roger.
Alright, so we're on taxiway Bravo. We can slow down just a little bit. And we didn't do our brake check. Brake check is 0, so we're good. We go all the way down to Victor, which is the next taxiway. Actually, no, is that uniform? Yeah, okay, Victor. So Victor is the next taxiway. When I get mine, I will fly that weekend off during the daytime. Yeah, it really is, Justin. I don't know why. I'm hoping that there is a modification that's online on flightsim.to, but I think somebody needs to. Alright, so I'll just wait for Joe just at the top of the end of this one, the end of this taxiway. Yeah, I don't know why it's really distracting because it's just too bright during the day. The splash is just too much, and I'm really trying to figure out why these things were not thought of. Who really would have seen that and not dealt with it? Unless it's a situation where you aren't able to tweak it like that. But I think it's just distracting. Lucas, no, I have not. I've heard about it. I have not played it. Okay, so we'll come to a stop just short of hotel. Cathay 288. Which taxi are we going to use? Hotel or Juliet?
I'm going to taxi out, Juliet.
Roger. Just a few people. Yeah, just push back. So we just pulled here just for a moment for him. So parking brake is on. We can turn off the. It's weird. Some of these buttons are, you can use the mouse wheel, others you can't. That's interesting. You can barely see these guys. So JL is up here somewhere in all this fog.
Traffic Cathay 452, bus A350, push and start, stand 31, colour blue.
JL, you gotta be quick because that 452 is gonna be. Unless you're using Hotel 9. I'll show you guys what I'm doing.
Kong traffic, Cathay 6584, establish 7 left, Hong Kong.
So this is what we're looking at right now, where this is our management there, and this guy is just pushing in. So I may be here for a little bit longer if you want to wait. Alright, what I'll do is I'll just probably just when this guy is ready to taxi, I'll just continue taxiing and then go back to Julia.
Alpha traffic, Cathay 288 traffic, the runway 07 right here. Hotel Niner, Juliet.
Okay, great.
Juliet 1.
So he's gonna make his way to Hotel 9 here and then join Julia. So I will continue my taxi. 452 is gonna make a round to Hotel 8 and then British up to Julia as well. Alright. So we can continue our taxi. Parking brakes is released. Cathay 530, continue taxi on Victor, right on Juliet, hold short Juliet 2. Right, breakaway thrust. Okay, my leader was to press the brake. I don't know if it's me, but I'm not hearing the engine sounds there at the back. I'm gonna try and see if that changes once we are airborne, or once we get to the runway, if that changes, because that wasn't like that on release though. Maybe it was me, I didn't pay attention to it, but we'll see. Maybe still on the ground for that's yes, Zahir, we were trying to do a whole bunch of things, man. That's what happens when you're getting a new airplane. We're about to get off the ground right now. Make a right.
Hong Kong traffic, Cathay 138, pushing back again, 27.
It's like the packs go out just a little bit. If you guys hear that slight change where it gets a little bit quieter, but I don't know. Justin, does this remind you of anything? This is bringing back memories going out of Hong Kong, man. Lucas says it is like the real flight. It takes time. Yeah, definitely. Being on the ground a whole hour, you just got to make sure everything is set correctly, right? Usually I would not be on the ground this long. So Zahir, you know how it goes. In previous streams, we're not on the ground this long, but you know, making sure that the aircraft is well set, we got everything how we wanted. Plus I was also waiting for JL as well, who's flying along with us. So that's also why we have been on the ground that long. But we are almost ready for departure, so we can go ahead and bring the forward cabin or let the purser and everybody know that we're ready to go. This aircraft is speeding down the That's what happens when you're so light. All right, so let's review our departure. We're departing off runway 07 right using the $1 Alpha departure. Let's do our before takeoff checklist. Flight controls have been checked. Flight attendants have been checked. Briefing is completed. V1 is 144, VR 148. What? Wait, what? Hello. V2 is 152, and thrust rating is set. Flex temp 72. Squawk is set, and takeoff runway is runway 07 right, and that is confirmed. So our B4 takeoff cabin crew is advised, packs are on, and our takeoff checklist is complete. I've noticed the packs get quiet on some time of MDs when they not be on certain. Ah, okay, great. Yep, place C. All right, so we are coming up to Juliet 2. So we'll take Juliet 2, which is this left right here.
Cathay 452, taxiing Hotel 8 on short Juliet 11.
Hong Kong traffic, Cathay 530, holding short 7 right at Juliet 2. Can't see a thing, boy. All right, so where JL is. Little ways, but we're gonna take off. That will give us enough spacing, so we're good to go. All right, so we're gonna turn on our strobes.
Hong Kong traffic, Cathay 840 is pushing back out of wind. Whiskey 50 facing south. Hong Kong traffic.
Hong Kong traffic, Cathay 530, line up runway 07 right, Hong Kong. And then what's weird as well is that the beacon is that bright.
138 taxiing Hotel 9.
The beacon is that bright, but then you can barely see the strobe. That's just weird. You can barely see the strobe. All right, clear to the right, and we're cleared left. And let's uncheck the pedal disconnect. Differential braking, and let's bring the aircraft around. Remember, it's a very long airplane, so we kind of overshoot and then come to a stop. And that was perfect. Let's get a nice little picture right here. Great. All right. Hong Kong traffic, Cathay 530, takeoff runway 07 right, Dalal 1 Alpha departure. Hong Kong traffic. All right, so let's get our external lights on. Lights coming on, taxi lights are on, and we are ready to go. Start the chrono. 50%. Pressure on the stick. 50, and Manflex 72 SRS running auto thrust is blue. $80 knots. I just got disconnected from the thing. I don't know why. V1 rotates, and away we go.
Traffic Cathay 844 heavy pushing back from stand Whiskey 46 color red.
Positive rate, gear up. And we are airborne. and we make a right turn. Climb thrust set. And let's get the autopilot A.
Honda 86 is at final at runway 5 left.
Hong Kong traffic Cathay 530 cleared runway passing 1,800. Continue climb via the Dalal 1 Delta departure. Hong Kong traffic last call. See ya.
See you!
What the hell?
Arriving aircraft on what runway airline?
Why are we going direct to the mountain? What is going on?
Hong Kong traffic, Qatar 840, taxi running point 07 right, via whiskey, get Hong Kong traffic.
Okay, that was weird. And why are we descending? What's up with that?
Hong Kong Tower, run, Eva 836 is at final at runway 5 left.
That is weird.
Last aircraft, how long until the how many miles?
Fly direct to that. What was that? Let's do this. That is crazy. Okay, direct
And
ram
to the Thai Airbus A350 to the left of mine. Should I wait or do you want to wait?
There we go. And flaps up. Now make a YouTube shorts about. I know, right? I didn't record it though. That's the crazy part, Lucas. Man, I should have recorded it. Man. Actually, yeah, I could actually go back with this. So yeah, I could probably do that. You're right. That's weird. And we are off, guys.
I'm curious as well because there's somebody approaching to 511 and I'm on 7 right. Hold your short on the right.
Yeah, so we had that problem earlier. Yeah, that's why I asked earlier what was the departure, because I figured it was 2-5, but I saw everybody going to 7.
Definitely favoring the 7. So, I mean, actually, winds are favoring either which way. So I think it's better for communication and for everybody to get on the same page. That's why we have, 228, communicate, navigate. Same thing you guys.
I have no problem. It's just that there's an aircraft approaching me that they're going to stop there. So where you at?
Well, it seems that the majority of us are using 7, so you can go ahead, Joe. Yeah, that's something that was interesting. Yesterday I was doing a flight as well, and winds were favoring a particular runway, and the other pilot decided that he wanted to go to runway 7. I was like, all right, cool, well, do you? I'll just go ahead and land what the winds were favoring. But I actually made that call. I made sure I said this is what I'm doing. All right, so 10,000 feet, landing lights can come off.
844, heavy taxi from via Whiskey to Whiskey Hotel.
And we can let the people know. I'm wondering what that really is, because in the 737s there's a chime button, and I think it's also in the 75s, but there isn't one here. I guess I just push all, I guess, I suppose. But at least we're off now, and how is that? Uh-huh. I've been up to flight level 170, and then we can go now up to flight level 350 and do a direct climb versus the open climb. There we go. Whew. Hot into Zaire, you know, being online for an hour and not on the ground as yet. Alright, so checklist was complete. So let's do the after takeoff checklist. Landing gear up, flap 0, and the barrier fit is set for both. That's below the line, and checklist is complete. See, this is also why you need 2 pilots. So the whole idea of them talking about, oh, you know, they're gonna have a 1 pilot cockpit or a no pilot cockpit, that's just crazy. Something goes wrong, you can't do anything. I'm very pleased with these sounds. What does it sound like in the back wing? Let's see. So let's go forward of the wing. So this is forward, and then back. Yeah, this is where we're at the very back of the airplane. Barely hearing the engines. I could probably set this back here as the... Okay, yeah, let's do that. This is seat here. This is on the wing. So you hear that difference? So this is on the wing here. Then at the very back of the airplane, significantly different, yeah? I'll probably get fired if those guys ever saw me flying like that. With that mountain. Oh my goodness, Lucas, I'm really gonna have to do that. First flight in the 1000 and almost crashing the people them played. Not a good look, man. Not a good look. So if you're looking or thinking about getting the A350-1000, well, A350 from iniBuilds, this is what you're gonna be expecting. It is a masterpiece. You definitely need to learn the airplane. Make sure that you know what you're doing before you jump on the network. And that's why I shared with my friends the other day or earlier today, I refuse to do the flights because it's just like, yo, Owls, what's up, welcome, bro. I refuse to do this, to fly on an active network where there's a ton of traffic, where everybody's going everywhere, and not know what I'm doing. So that's just crazy. Yeah, I saw that on the charts and was mind blown that. Yeah, I'm still playing with the Cessna 152. There's nothing wrong with that, Lucas. Nothing at all wrong with that. You know what's interesting? I don't necessarily. I remember there was one particular friend of mine who came by the house and wanted to fly. So we loaded up and we were flying. We were flying the Airbus. I chose to fly the Airbus, but he wanted the 737. So he had me doing some circuits. Now I can guarantee you, I've never done circuits on the sim in any airplane, never. And when he had me sit here and fly a circuit around the airport, I was like, wow, I've never done this before, and this actually feels pretty good. So in terms of learning a particular aircraft, I tell you, go into the airplane, fly circuits, just take off, land. And if you watch some of these guys that do their pilot's license, those are flying for a particular airframe. If you're gonna fly the airframe that's there, they're gonna put you on the line to fly some circuits, to get a feel of the airplane. So do that. Justin, having recently flown in the back of that plane, I can confirm the sounds are accurate. Interior cabin is spooky quiet. I don't doubt it. Even when we flew from Sydney to, well, did the Sydney flight. Well, then again, we were in the back of the Sydney flight coming back. So it was pretty quiet for most of the time. You pretty much don't know that you're airborne, except the fact that you are looking in the environment. But if you're just laying on just chilling, you hardly hear anything. So yeah, it's pretty quiet. It's pretty quiet. If you haven't already done so, guys, I really want to thank you guys for joining the stream this evening. If you haven't already done so, please click the subscribe button. It would really help the channel quite a bit. As an upcoming YouTuber, it is one of the things that we are grateful for. You pass by, click subscribe, and of course to hit the notification bell as well, so that you never miss the next time we go live. It's kind of challenging to do videos. I can try the shorts like what Lucas was suggesting, but with my work schedule, it's difficult to create these videos, and I am hoping that I could do some and then upload them as we go along. But yeah, sounds pretty good. So check out how it looks right now. So look at the splash of the beacon. So from above it's not bad, but below it's just too bright, way too bright, especially during the day. That's my only issue where the lighting is concerned. And the guys who would have done the mod for the lighting, I don't think that they changed that. They created some intensity on some other lights, but I think they need to lower that intensity. It's just way too bright. But there's a 350, guys. We are heading over to Taipei. The proof is in the pudding when we try to land this plane. Having landed the 777-300, I don't think it should be a problem, but we should definitely see. We shall see. Also, guys, please feel free to join the Discord. You can do !Discord, get the link. Join the Discord family so that we can interact. You could also let me know what airports you would like to see us fly to. You know, give ideas, and we could definitely do that. Shorter flights are better, so if you could just give us some ideas, that would be nice as well. Mad pause for the jetway on L2 video. Can you link that for me, JL, so I can see what all these FS would have done? Climbing up to flight level 244, going up to flight level 250. this flight should be pretty quick because we are with the tailwind. So that should be good. Top of climb is gonna be at 5 minutes after the hour, so that's in the next 5 minutes based on this FMC. I'm guessing that Aussies you're referring to FS24, no? All right, so let's have a look at. All right, no problem, Joe. All right, so as we said, flight time is what's here, so 16 minutes. Same thing here. I think this one is once the wheels leave off the ground. I would have pushed the chrono button as we were rolling out. So I believe this flight time is what when we actually do wheels up, and then of course 40 minutes since we pushed off the gate. Let's look at the maintenance. I'm seeing that this thing says, oh, all right. So I believe in Microsoft 2024 that this page here for maintenance will be per livery. And in 2020, however times you fly the aircraft, regardless of livery, is what it's because I've now flown this aircraft, or well, I did a 2 359s, and this is the third 350 flight, and this is the 1000, and it's saying that I have APU 4 start cycles. So I'm supposing that this is what they're doing for 2020, that it's not livery based, it's just how many times you've used the aircraft. So we will just have to keep checking this. I'm seeing my hydraulics have gone on just a bit more, or fuel quantity has also gone, or oil quantity rather, has also gone down. So all right, that's pretty good. We got to make sure that you keep, so this particular window, which is in the ops and maintenance, you have to constantly check, because if you don't, you will end up with very little oil in the engine and hydraulic being used every flight. So we definitely check for that. We don't have any issues with our tires as of yet. All our landings have been pretty nice, so we're good. We are good. Not a bad looking airplane at all. Did you buy this mod inside the game or PC? I bought it from the website. The mod as in the aircraft itself, Lucas, or the other mod that I was talking about? But I bought the airplane from the iniBuilds website. I seldom do the marketplace. And the reason for that is, unlike iniBuilds, who probably has a very close relationship with Asobo, most of the planes that are within the marketplace, they take a while before they can be updated. And so whenever there's an update, yeah, the aircraft is from iniBuilds. So the update that normally comes with it is just too long to go through that process. So I just tend to buy my airplanes from the manufacturers themselves. That way I could get whatever updates right away. So for example, as soon as this one came out, you just go into the iniBuilds app and just download the update. They just came out on Friday with the marketplace version of the airplane. So that's available now, but personally, when it comes to doing the updates, you will have to wait a while for the updated version in the marketplace. So if I were you, if you are using a computer, just buy it from the website, download it, and use the app to update it. Same thing with the PMDGs. So the PMDGs as well, once the update goes out, it pushes out, you just start the operation center and you get the updates versus having to wait 2 or 3 weeks before you see it in the marketplace. Fight level 300. Yeah, I noticed that the marketplace price was at $80 something. I'm like, why is it $80? No, not about that life. All right, the top of climb is in the next 5 minutes, and we'll be at fight level 350. This is climbing pretty slowly, but it's using that derated climb though, as we see in the thrust derated climb. So it is taking its sweet old time to get up, and look at our speed. We haven't even gotten to cruises yet, and we're at 8.80 and we're at 547 across the ground. So once we get to cruise, you know it's gonna be crazy, because our, let's see what it is. Our perf, our cruise speed is gonna be 0.85. So it's gonna be, whew, we're gonna be hauling butts. It's an auto derate versus just climb, so we're gonna leave it, save some engines, you know, just got the airplane. We don't want to be mashing up the people them engines right away. Getting up to fight level 350. I don't know what they're doing in terms of price. I know for liveries and so on, you have to have some sort of pricing, but can't do it. I'll just wait for the website and then buy it from there. Guys, gonna step in the back galley for just a moment, so I will be right back. And we're back. Leveled at flight of 350, and we are up to 580 knots across the ground. So we are hauling. We have 350 miles yet to go. And so top of descent is in 37 minutes, and that's 237 miles from now. So we're just chilling and enjoying the view, enjoying the ride. Is anybody here excited for the 777-200ER? Okay. Yeah, the 757, the 777 from PMDG is coming out with the 3 engine variants, which is the Pratt & Whitney, the Rolls-Royce, and the General Electric. And so they just did an update yesterday, as a matter of fact, saying that they are progressing pretty nicely with the beta testing, which is great to hear. Then the additional to that is they have been doing testing and stuff in 2024 environment as well, and they already have a date set in-house on their calendar, which is another great news, because once they can tell you that there's one set, it means that they are very close to the finish line. So the only thing that I kind of didn't too like, and I say that with a grain of salt and with some hesitation, so it doesn't come across as if I have an issue, a great issue with it, because it's not really a big issue. It's just reading into it more than what it is. It's just something so calming about a window seat in real life and or sim. Ah, that's good, Justin. I'm glad you like it there. Which one do you prefer, back here or in front here? Let me know and I can put it to the other one. But yeah, so they have it in-house where it makes it seem even more closer to being released. And so the issue that I had that I was thinking about earlier is the fact that they are going to release both of the airplanes for 2020 and 2024. My issue is because it could be that something could break in 24 and they may want to hold it back for the 2020 users. So I'm praying that nothing goes wrong, so that it doesn't necessarily cause a delay for us. But I'm really excited for the 777-200ER because that's my favorite version of the airplane. And once it comes, I could definitely do some historic Delta ups with the 200ER. Of course, American as well with the 200ER. We have British Airways coming down to my hometown, Antigua, in the 200ER as well. So it'll just be nice to have the different fleet available in the hangar, as I'm the type of person that likes to fly real world. So this flight is not a 1000 flight, but it's a 900. But hey, we've done the 900 already with Delta, so let's just do a 1000 flight, which is why we're on the 35K for this flight. And then of course the 757 is probably, it's not going to be out unobstructed both yet. Fair, this is true, especially with the, if we were flying the A380. Wait a second, who's that? There's somebody out here. I wonder who that is that's flying up there. Let's see if it's in the flight deck. You can see, because we have our traffic open. Can we see anybody on the traffic? No. But there's somebody out there. Well, now they're gone. Okay. Oh, they're in the opposite direction, heading to Hong Kong, coming from Taipei. And their ground speed is 409. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna do the return for this one, but yeah, I'm like going fast. What is the real general difference from 2020-2024? Just the career mode. I will let JL answer that question because I've not flown 2024. I'm there. Okay, so let me answer the question like this. I can't speak definitively because I've not loaded 2024, Lucas, but from all indications it's a totally different environment. It's a totally different engine. There are things that you can do. So the A350 looks good in 2020, but it really looks better and will do much better in 2024 because there are a lot of features that we can't use over here in 2020 because the aircraft was primarily or natively built in 2024. I would let JL speak to the career mode. I've never really looked into it, never cared to look into it because I'm not going to 2024 until the 757 is ready for 2024. This is the most stable aircraft, the most stable sim, and so I prefer to use this for right now. What I'm grateful for is the fact that for now at least, the planes that we own in 2020, for example from Phoenix, PMDG thus far, and now the iniBuilds 350, you pay for them once and it transfers over to 2024. So I won't have to worry about that. But the career mode is something that is different over there, but the engine itself is a totally different engine. So much more you could do. It gives you the feel of a more organic environment, so you feel more immersed in 2024. When you're looking at the wheels, for example, you see that deflation happening, or that depression, or the weight of the aircraft on it. So it just makes it more pretty, prettier to look at. Yeah, that's simple. 2020 is stable, and yeah, what lighting, yeah. So that all of those things are different, but like we said, it's not as stable yet. And I'm not knocking that, Lucas. I'm not, because 2020 went through the same thing. I remember when we were on P3D and 2020 just came out, and the only aircraft that was available for a long time was the PMDG 737. So you became so accustomed to just flying the 737, like, okay, I need something that's different. And then all these different airplanes became available. Phoenix came out with theirs, the fly-by-wire 320, then you have Landing VFR with their Neos and so on. But of course, those aren't as sophisticated as the others. So it's just teething issues, and it will happen eventually. Let's say, and to be fair, if I'm gonna do it similar to what I did with 2020, coming from P3D, I probably won't be on 2024 for another year if I'm sticking to what it was, because they're still gonna have a lot of things to do to get it where it is. If it's anything like the progression for 2020, it's going to take a while, and that's just normal. Everybody 2024, I keep on playing 2020, yeah. And that was one of my things for the Game Pass. I just think that I'm paying more over time. That's just me as a marketing thing. If I pay one time for it, then I have it. If you play other games, then yeah, the Game Pass works. But I won't use the Game Pass because the only game that I play is Flight Sim. So paying $10 every month or paying however much every month, that's me overpaying for it since I don't play any other game. But if it works for you, then sure. One of the things that I try to do, especially on my channel, is that you won't hear me bashing any one developer, because I don't think that's necessary. We can give criticism. There's nothing wrong with critiquing. For example, what I just did with the flashing light. It's just literally, it's too bright, and I'm just a little baffled why somebody didn't see this and thought that, hey, let's turn this down, because it's not that bright during the day. You literally have to pay attention just to see the light flashing on the engine cowling. At night, that's different, but not like this during the day. And then, like I said earlier when we were on the ground, when you turn the strobe lights on, you can barely see the strobe lights, but then you see the beacon light that bright. So it's just those small things are weird things that I think, you know, as critique. But to say, oh, iniBuilds is trash or PMDG is trash, you would not hear that on this channel. And anyone who does that, I'll quickly either have them removed from the chat or banned from the stream, because I'm not about that. Each person or each company has their own way of creating their airplanes. You have an option. You either buy it or you don't. You either fly it or you don't. So coming and making a bunch of noise and all these kind of things unnecessarily, when sometimes they haven't even tried the airplane yet, still they just going all over the place. They're going on the deep end. Oh, PMDG this, PMDG that. And there's something that I want to touch on while I'm talking about that. Let's look at the sounds, for example. So the sounds for the 737s were nice. Then having sat on the 737 and, you know, listen to what PMDG has versus what the real thing, yes, it came up short, but it was still pretty good. The 777s, on the other hand, they aren't that great. Now, a lot of people were bashing PMDG for not doing that. Okay, great, but they came and they said it. Robert did it in an interview. But I'm pretty sure that those persons who keep cussing and carrying on, they didn't listen to when Robert said, yes, we are aware and we're fixing it. So even now, in his most recent report to the community, they're paying more attention to it. And once they fix those engines in the newer ones, they will also have an update for the 777-300 that we currently have. So yes, we want these things now. Yes, we wish that they were perfect out the gate, but it's life. Everything is not perfect right away. You just have to take time with it. Now, if it's a developer like Captain Sim, who, in my view, I don't think they respect the community enough, especially when it comes to certain things and updates. That's just my view. I wouldn't say that they're trash totally, no, because they do make some very good external things. I just think that they should spend more time, and they could have done better, especially where the 767s are concerned. But they choose to do things their way, so it's what it is. I guess they just want to create external shells for the people who aren't hardcore simmers. That's just my view. Coming from FS9 and partially P3D, where they had some really good products. I just think they could have done more coming to 2020. But again, that's just them. So my feeling for their lack of respect was from experience of them talking in their forums when we were trying to get them to do something with P3D and FS9. But you live, you learn, you move on. So we just try to be nice, trying to be respectful. You share how you feel in a respectful manner, and that's it. All right, so top of descent is in 80 miles. So let's now begin looking at the charts to make our way into Taipei. So let's go back to the communications page and we will update the weather for the arrival. And so winds are variable at 2 and visibility is 7,000 kilometers or 7,000 meters rather. And a few clouds at 12,000, 2,000 at 1,200, broken at 2,000, temperature 23, QNH 1011, and we can set that up in the approach. So let's go. The last wind we had was 2. I wonder if you can put VRB here. Would that work? Okay, fine. It'll be at 0 at 02. And the outside temperature will be 23. And QNH is 1011. And then we look at the reference here, ILS runway 23 left, and for category D it's 327, so 327, and our V approach is 142, so that remains. Let's look at our landing perf, sync with the system, and let's sync here. So the airport, there's no rain being reported, so no significant weather in the area, so it's dry. Config full, braking mode manual, reversal yes, land technique, we're gonna do a manual landing. So we sync that and 2 to the left, and then let's compute. So landing distance required is 1578. And our viewport is 14. The landing distance available is 3,460. Landing distance required will be 1372. So we'll be able to land with no problems with auto brake 1, and we can do a brake to vacate So let's look at that real quick. Go to plan mode, go all the way to zoom. The map is loading. Let's go to the navigation display and we will landing select, display airport, and let's so we need to choose runway 23 and our brake to vacate. This thing wants to work, so it will be S6, but that's S5. S6, so let's do that. Set BTV exit. They say that's too short. Okay, so let's use S4 then. All right. Okay, so and then the BTV is set. Cool. So then we can now do the try, and that is set, and we can leave that. Cool. Let's see our top of descent. Where are we? It's in 2 nautical miles. Ooh. Hold on. Oh, okay. All right, 32. I was wondering what? All right, so cruise top base is 31 nautical miles. All right, great. So let's begin our descent. So let's look at the chart. The Tango 1 Alpha, Tango 1 Bravo, and we will descend to cross this is the difference between these versus the others. All right, so we're gonna cross Augur. Let's look at the ILS approach. So we cross Augur at 5,000, so let's do that. So that's 5,000. Do we have that set here? Let's do flat pad and Augur at 5,000. So let's set that to be at 5,000. And insert that. So we will begin our descent shortly. Okay, those messages, and that's how the descent is going. All right, so we're good to go. All right, so we just quickly go through this since we are just about top of descent. So we're already on the Tonga 1 Alpha, 1 Bravo rather. So we cross Bravo, then continue Jammy, Major, then Junta, Jura, and then Augur. Then make the right turn to join the final for runway 23 left. Runway 23 left, we'd cross Dinky at 3,500, and then the ILS would be, the guide scope would be caught at about 6 miles out. As a matter of fact, yep. And then we will land on runway 23 left. Upon landing, based on our brake to vacate, we will exit via Sierra 4. Then we'll taxi via Sierra and park at the Bravo gates. And the Bravo gates that we're going to go to is Bravo 7, once that is large enough for the aircraft. All right, so we're good to go. So let's begin our descent. seatbelt sign is already on. Justin says, I agree, Captain St. pivoted to the casual simmer, but I slightly disagree when it comes to the accurate sounds above certain price point. At $60 plus, aircraft should have accuracy from the jump. Fair point. Especially since Freeway Fly-by-Wire got the Pratt & Whitney sounds correct. Phoenix did a fantastic job with their releases. And I can appreciate that, Justin, I really can. It really does me, and this is the kind of criticism that we're talking about. That is what we could talk about. But what I see sometimes with other people where they make a lot of noise and they become disrespectful as if they can do any better, and it's just annoying. Type A traffic, wow, I forgot who I am now. Type A traffic, Cathay 530, descending through by level 327 on the Tonga 1 Bravo, expecting the ILS 23 left approach to cross Augur at 5,000, then make right base to join the localizer for runway 23 left. Type A traffic. We have beautiful spacing behind us. We have a couple of aircraft that left out going to Kennedy. One going to Toronto, one going to Osaka. It's a beautiful look. I actually like it. This is where you see all these aircraft just coming. Let me show you. I'm the one up top here. And you have JL behind me. These guys from New York. This other airport in Taiwan is going to Toronto, then this other one is going to Osaka. Hansa. This is pretty nice. It almost looks realistic in terms of what you see in the real world. That's pretty nice. All right, so we're descending nicely, and let's continue down to 12,000. Okay, so the approach briefing, we've already completed that. The only thing that we did not touch on was the missed approach. If we have to go missed, then we will climb on heading 23 is 4 until 9.6 ICJN, which is the identifier. Then turn right to Sedum, maintain 3000 and hold. And the MSA for this airport is 9,000. Somehow I think that I started my top descent late, even though the thing gave me that, I think I started late because this is the arrival and we're already here and we're still at 20,000 feet. Let's put a hole at Igor and see what happens. That hole is we enter. That's coming in from the opposite. Or should I held at Jammy? Galaxy Media Group, that's real nice. Thank you so much. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe, appreciate it, and hit the notification bell if you're liking the content. I appreciate it, man. Right, we should be fine. It says that by 12,000 we should be here at Mayor. Thank you very much, Lucas. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you so very much for stopping by. It is always nice to chat with you. Okay, so the aircraft shows that we can make it on the 5,000, so we're going to trust our airplane. Now we're going to try and slow down to 250 knots. So let's see. Once we get below 300 knots, we will throw out some speed brakes, and that helps increase our rate of descent so we can get down to that 5,000. All right, below. Yeah, we're on VATSIM. Oh, sorry. Oh my goodness. Thank you. I totally forgot about that. Thank you. I apologize. Throw out some speed brakes. I think the animation for the speed brakes could be just a little bit smoother. Just a little bit. It's a little bit too quick. Or maybe just, I don't know. Alright, so we're slowing down now to 250 so we don't bust through 250 below 10, and we can do our checklist. The approach checklist, briefing is complete, decam and minimums are set. Bar reference is not set as yet, and this should be 1011, and that is set. And checklist is complete. BTV is set. Taipei traffic, Cathay 530 north side airport, making direct to Ogre, make a right base on the localizer for runway 23 left. We'll call establish on the localizer. Taipei traffic. Alright, so I'm gonna extend this just a bit so we can definitely keep our for our descent. So we're gonna just extend just beyond. So I'm gonna do a heading hold, heading select, and continue descending down to 5,000. So we make that right base, and then we're gonna arm the landing system. So localizer is up to we are 18 miles out. And we can get the ILS chart available here. All right. Looking good, looking good, looking good. Landing lights can come on, wing lights coming on. Alright, then we make a right turn now. As a matter of fact, we can go direct to flash from our present precision. There we go. So we continue our descent down to 3,500. We can just open, manage descent with that. Taipei traffic, Cathay 530 right base, direct flash. We'll call establish on the localizer. We are 10 nautical miles from flash intersection of Taipei traffic. The 1000 variant for the iniBuilds A350, and once we get back the ILS, we will arm the localizer. And we can reduce our speed now to 200. Alright, 4 miles from flash, so should get back the ILS now. And once we do, we will arm the localizer. And the localizer is captured. So 19 miles from the field. will arm the approach. Localizer alive. And we will go for laps 1 speed check. Type A traffic, Cathay 530, 16 miles from the field, established on the localizer. We'll call fully established on the ILS runway 23 left. Type A traffic. Glide slope is alive. Miles out. Let's run the landing checklist shortly once we get fully established. I really want to remember what I did in terms of getting those rings. I don't know what I did. I don't know why I can't remember what I did. And I did it once to get those range rigs, but I'm not gonna go looking for it. I'm not gonna go looking for it. I'm gonna remember eventually. I'm gonna do it again. I'll do it offline sometime, and I'm gonna get that range ring up available for that. 12 miles out. Let's go flaps 2. Glide slope captured. Gear down. Gears coming down. Beautiful. And we are now in our
Type A traffic, Dynasty 81, stand 8, Alpha 8, push back.
flaps full. Flaps 3, then flaps full. Type A traffic, Cathay 530, 8 mile final, fully established on the ILS runway 23 left, CAD. Type A. Run the landing checklist. Cabin crews advise, auto throttle speed, auto brake is set, BTV, running condition is set. And we will arm these spoilers. And
2,500.
Check. That is set. Let's get one more view on the outside. Do 1,000, guys. Let's get a view from the rear. Actually, a pretty nice shot right here. Look at, ooh. And that's a picture right there. Nice. All right. So we have our leading lights coming up. Type A traffic, Cathay 530, 5 mile, final runway 23 left. Type A. So we can put our landing lights. 4 miles.
$1,000.
Taipei Traffic Cafe 5303, my final runway 23 left. High break. Alright, at 500, my airplane, and let's land this bird.
Taipei traffic, Taipei 2888, capture the reply.
$500.
500.
Check. My airplane.
400.
Check.
100 above. 300. Minimum
Continue.
200. 100.
Check.
Flight slow.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Speed brakes up. Reversers green. And we let the plane decelerate. 70 knots. And slow down now, so brakes off. And the brake to vacate would have given us just enough brake stopping to get off at the taxiway. So that's brake to vacate. Enough braking action just for us to get off here at this taxiway, right at, should be Bravo,
Taipei traffic,
Sierra 4.
Dynasty 81, taxiing to runway 23 left via Papa Echo Sierra, holding Sierra 10.
Cathay 530 cleared of 123 left, taxiing via Sierra. Great, so that was a nice landing, at least I think so. The first landing in the 1000. I need to give some energy here.
Taipei traffic, correct.
Thank you very much, Lucas. I appreciate it. I'm gonna tell you what the landing rate is right now. The landing rate was minus 285. I'll take it. I will take it. First landing, not a bad landing at all. And then we're gonna taxi over now to all right, take it easy. Appreciate you for staying around, Lucas. Thank you very much, Pat. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Flaps coming up, and we can start the APU. Get rid of these strobe lights, and we are going taxi line. Runway is all yours, bro. And let's see, parking bays, and we're going to Bravo 7. So let's get that from GSX. Bravo 7. No. Quebec is where we need to be, and then Bravo 7 will be. So we make a left turn here on and where is Bravo 7? Let's see. Bravo 7 is alright, so we make a right on Quebec and then Bravo 7 will be just off. So that's Bravo 8, so Bravo 7 is going to get great. I should be able to do I've recorded the landing, so we'll be able to do that once we get to the gate. Hopefully it does what it's supposed to do in terms of engine start. Actually, I'll just set the engines to be ready once I close off the flight. And there is our friend Jim. Excellent. That was beautiful, brother. That was nice. Very nice, very nice, very nice. You get to see the reversers moving. Nice. All right, where we at? Bravo 7. So we're going a little bit further up. We can get rid of the light.
Heavy traffic, Cafe 2, it is vacated, runway 23 left, 100.
Talking so much, I've overshot the whole thing.
Cafe traffic, Dynasty 81 landed up runway 23 left right here, the 1 meter.
Overshoot it just a little bit and then we'll turn back onto the line. And there we go. Now we followed the guidance here. The red lights will tell us where we need to go, if we're too far to the left or right.
Cafe traffic, Dynasty 81, stand Alpha 7, push start facing north. No traffic.
And stop. Okay. So parking brake is gonna be set. And we have APU, so we can now shut off our engines and see if I can.
Taipei traffic, Dynasty 81, departing runway 23 left, Charlie 1 Bravo depart.
And look how far away from the line these people would have stopped. That is crazy. I should not have listened to them. I think it was to come further up. Let's see what it's gonna say. I'm gonna do this. Alright, so we will go to our serve and we will go standby. That is set. And we can turn off the beacon light. But here we're gonna do, so I'm gonna go ahead and end my flight with my card. Make sure that is set. And then also with the lunch. Beautiful. Alright, now I'm gonna go offline. And we're going to do this replay real quick. Let me set the panel states to ready for takeoff. Panel state is ready for takeoff. Let's reset GSX. Close all of these doors. Good. And let's stop recording. And we're going to go all the way back over here. There we go. Pause it. So let the aircraft catch itself. And let's watch that recording. The rat is out. Let's see if I can stow this rat. Maintenance.
500.
Cool. Well, let's check this landing out, guys. Flaring, and cut. Nice. So I guess with the replay, we don't get the animation of the reverse thrust, but that's still good. That's actually pretty nice. That was nice. Let's go back a little bit more. Let's go back again. Take it from the wing view. This will be Justin's favorite place. You see some condensation coming off of the engines there with that. Nice. Touchdown. Nice. But there we have it, guys. We've seen the landing. It is pretty neat. I am actually pleased with the way in which this flight would have ended. Yes, we stayed a little bit long on the ground for the flight, but it was all for a good cause, waiting for our very good friend JL to ensure that he is on the trip with us. And I want to thank him publicly as well for joining me on this trip to Taipei. And I hope you enjoyed the flight as well. If you did, feel free to leave a like. And of course, if you haven't already done so, that you will subscribe and of course hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next time that we go live. Until next time again, guys, I hope that you have a wonderful week coming up. Please make sure you have a good week on purpose. Don't let anybody mess with your mental health. And until the next time we see each other, see ya.